name is Eric Polito. I'm currently a student at Central Texas, enrolled in speech 1315 with Mr. Bowman. Today I'll be giving you guys an informative speech on soccer, football, as they say in Europe, and in the States it's just soccer. Okay, so since I kind of gave you guys a heads up as to what I'm going to be talking about, I was going to ask you a question. What is the most watched sporting event?
Soccer.
Soccer. Okay, good stuff. Okay, so oh yes, football. Yes, European. We're in Europe. We're in Germany. It's football. Okay, so according to athleticscholarships.net, more than 240 million people play soccer. In the States, it's known as soccer. Like I said, it's known as soccer. In Europe, it's football. The sport originated approximately over 2,000 years ago, where several countries like Greece, ancient China, Rome, and parts of Central America claim to have started the sport. The sport started as the object was to get a rawhide ball in through a net, and the Britain, or the English actually, were the ones that were credited with transitioning that rawhide game into the game of soccer. They were also credited with creating the first uniform, creating the first rules, and those were forbidding tripping and using hands unless you were the goalkeeper. I'll get to explaining what the goalkeeper is later on. Also in the 1970s, the red and yellow cards were introduced in the 1970s World Cup. Once again, I'll get into explaining about the red and yellow cards when I get into that section. Like I said, the Brits were credited with creating the first uniform as well as the equipment. So originally, if they played barefoot, right? So when they started playing the game, times evolved, and they created the cleats. They started playing with cleats. What is the difference with soccer cleat and that of a baseball cleat or a tackle football cleat is that there's no cleat on the front. This one kind of has like a minor cleat, but this is specifically a soccer cleat. The reason that there's no front cleat is for player safety, as stated by athleticscholarships.net. Next, they incorporated the shin guards, or shin pads, whatever you guys want to call them. These are placed on your shin. They're covered by a sock. I forgot to cover the uniform. So the uniform is a jersey, a pair of shorts or trunks, whatever you wish to call them, and socks to cover the shin pads. The goalie is supposed to wear a different colored jersey so that the goalie can be differentiated from the field players. The object of and the goalkeeper wears keeper gloves. Okay? The object of the game is for one team to get their ball or the ball inside the other team's goal. It's comprised of 11-man teams. You have 10 field players and one goalkeeper. The game is controlled by the referee. When I say controlled, I don't mean like, hey, the ref knows who's going to win. But what I mean is like the referee is in charge of making sure that everybody's playing by the rules and player safety. They play on a field which is approximately 100 meters in length and 60 meters in width. There's 2 goals on each side, which are approximately 9 feet wide and 6 feet tall. The goalie is the designated player with a different uniform. He's the only one authorized to use his hands within his box. The box is approximately 18 meters in length. Let's see. Okay, and the facts on the rules of the game were covered by UpperDublinSoccer.com. Those are just like the basic rules of the game. There's a long list of them. So in the rules, there's, like I said, I mentioned red and yellow cards. So a yellow card is given to a soldier who commits a foul or an infraction on another player by either obstructing his movement or a vicious tackle or a hard tackle. When the player is given the yellow card, he's given a warning. His next one could lead him to an ejection, which is indicated by a red card. The referee, is the one who's in charge of controlling the game, is the one who issues these red cards. In some leagues, I know growing up in California, if you got a yellow card, you had to exit the field for a play or two, and then once the ref deemed you eligible to come in, you can come back in. Substitutions in soccer. in leagues other than professional leagues, you can have unlimited substitutions. That means one player goes on, the other player goes on. In professional leagues, you have 3 substitutions, or if they're friendlies, you have up to 5. But once that player comes off, that player cannot come back on the pitch. And what else? Okay, so moving on, like we said at the beginning, it's the FIFA World Cup is the most watched sporting event. FIFA.com resources provides information on how many teams are eligible, their eligibility. So pretty much the way it starts is you have your countries. Each country has several federations. In those federations, they have teams. Those teams have to comply with FIFA rules and regulations in order to be deemed a professional organization. Those players are selected by coaches of that association to play for that national team. In order for those players to qualify for that national team, they must hold a nationality to that country, to that specific country. Like I said before, it's 32 teams set up in groups of 4. So you have 8 brackets, 32 teams, and then you'll play pool play, and then from that pool play they'll move into like the round of 16, and like what would be known as like the March Madness 16, 8, 4, 2. Let's see what else. In the professionals, there's 90-minute games, no timeouts, 45 minutes, then you get a 15-minute break, and then you get the other 45 minutes. The referee can deem whether he's going to give you extra time to play for stoppage time and whatnot. If the game ends in a tie, according to FIFA, they'll move into two halves of 15 minutes each with a 5-minute break in the middle. And if there is no winner at the end of those 2 15-minute halves, they'll move into penalties. A penalty is when one of the field players or the goalkeeper is facing the opposing goalkeeper, kicks the ball, and the object is to get that ball in the net. So that's pretty much it. Oh, also, like I stated before, it's one of the most watched games. Dmitry Shostakovich said football is a ballet for the masses. I picked that one because I felt that it was comfortable with the quote that I said that there's 240 million people who play soccer. I grew up playing soccer. I know a couple people who play soccer as well. And if there are no further questions, this concludes my speech.